The Galactic Coalition prided itself on three things: its polished diplomacy, painfully intricate bureaucracy, and its flawless record of assimilating so-called lesser species into its grand vision of civilized galactic order. Their favorite term for this practice? Civilized expansion, a gloriously misleading phrase that actually meant showing up on someone's planet, dangling shiny tech, and slowly turning the locals into obedient laborers with just enough dignity left to smile about it. At the heart of this system was something called the Uplift Taxation Protocol, a bureaucratic masterpiece that let powerful species profit from helping the weaker ones. It was an inspired bit of galactic reasoning. If you're smart enough to travel faster than light and file paperwork in 27 languages, you're clearly qualified to rule those who can't. Their operations ran out of a massive orbital complex that resembled a halfway assembled cabinet from a forgotten IKEA catalog. Inside, functionaries bustled through endless corridors, mastering the ancient art of turning simple decisions into decade-long policy reviews. One such official, Administrator Quindara of the Valari Collective, was halfway through another soul-crushing stack of reports when a new one caught her eye. Survey Team Delta 9 had found a new planet. A pre-FTL bipedal species. Crude technology. Aggressively mediocre. Recommendation: Initiate Uplift Protocol Package 4. Planet name? Earth. Coalition designation? Terra Prime. Captain Vexdora, author of the report and self-declared expert on cultural diagnostics, had observed Earth for a whopping 43 minutes. During that time, she witnessed a football match and concluded it was a form of ceremonial tribal warfare. She neglected to notice the billions of humans analyzing every play like generals reviewing battlefield footage. Naturally, the coalition leapt into action by forming a committee to recommend the formation of a subcommittee to begin discussions about the uplift. The usual. Administrator Corv of the Zentim hegemony was assigned to lead the first contact. A master of condescension, Corv could make an apex predator feel like a confused toddler just by standing near them. His first move was to build a mining operation, Zirian 7, on a barren stretch of Australia, assuming empty meant free real estate. His second act? A broadcast to Earth's leaders, informing them that they were now proud junior members of the galactic community. Congratulations. The message was a diplomatic masterpiece. Assuming your idea of diplomacy involves announcing to a sovereign species that their planet was now under new management. The Coalition's translation systems, never built to detect sarcasm or subtle rage, interpreted President Morrison's neutral expression as acceptance. It was not. "You're telling us we're too primitive to run our own planet," she said coolly. "So you're here to help by strip mining our land and re-educating our people?" Corv, unaware he had just stepped on a geopolitical landmine, confirmed with a smile. Earth's response? Polite curiosity. At first. Dr. Amelia Rodriguez, a xenobiologist with a suspiciously cheerful demeanor, began asking coalition survey teams innocent questions about their technology, culture, and military structures. The aliens, expecting awe and gratitude, happily answered. They didn't realize her findings were being routed to General Patricia Hayes, head of Earth's Joint Defense Command. 6 months later, Earth had reverse-engineered faster-than-light travel. Dr. Marcus Webb, theoretical physicist and professional overachiever, redesigned the Coalition's graviton drives using 60% less power and parts you could build in a standard Earth factory. He described the originals as charmingly wasteful. But the real game-changer was the humans' approach to rules. Coalition regulations were a labyrinth designed to exhaust resistance. Most species gave up trying to interpret the legal nonsense. Humans? Humans hired lawyers. Dozens of them. When told to dismantle their militaries, Earth's attorneys filed a 47-page rebuttal claiming their warships were floating museums of cultural heritage. When told the Coalition had rights to unoccupied lands, they declared the Australian mining site a protected habitat for the brush-tailed rock wallaby and cited obscure clauses from Coalition environmental laws and the Geneva Convention. The result? Zirian 7 disappeared. Literally. Not destroyed, relocated. Overnight. The whole site moved to the Sahara Desert, now repurposed as a coalition research preserve, complete with air conditioning and a gift shop. The staff? Not imprisoned. Just strongly encouraged to stay indoors and read up on Earth's environmental policies. Captain Vexthera returned with orders for enhanced observation. Her ship lasted 17 hours. Human vessels arrived, sleek, silent, and impossible. No visible engines. No detectable emissions. Perfect formation flight. Their message was calm, clear, and terrifying. This is Admiral Hayes. We believe there may have been a misunderstanding. Would you care to clarify your intentions in our system? What followed was a 6-hour consultation aboard a ship that looked like it had been forged from both titanium and dreams. Vexthera, who once intimidated entire species with a glance, now found herself being gently, professionally dissected in a conversation about consent, uplift ethics, and interstellar policy. At the end, she made one recommendation. Reclassify humans. Status: extremely dangerous. Additional recommendation: hazard pay. The coalition responded by forming yet another committee. While they debated, Earth built. Then came the Battle of Kepler 442. A coalition fleet encountered human ships and made the mistake of assuming they could win. 14 minutes later, the battle was over. Coalition doctrine lay in ruins. Humans, it turned out, approached war like they approached everything else, creatively. They didn't just attack. They adapted. On the fly. Their ships shifted tactics mid-battle. Their crews laughed mid-fight. They treated war like an e-sport, complete with snarky radio banter and, achievement unlocked, jokes. Admiral Hayes' post-battle message was broadcast on every frequency. We hope this educational demonstration was helpful. If you require more lessons, feel free to violate our space again. The Coalition's military command, stunned by the revelation that humanity was not only terrifying but also having fun, unanimously recommended surrender before Earth offered another class. The final treaty, signed on Earth, was a diplomatic illusion. On paper, it was a partnership. In practice, it was a surrender. The Coalition agreed to withdraw, pay reparations, and submit all future expansion plans for approval to Earth's Galactic Relations Department. In return, Earth offered consultation, first contact training, and selective technology sharing. Buried in the treaty was a clause: Earth would mediate all future disputes between Coalition members. In effect, the once barely adequate species had become the Galactic Court of Appeals. 2 years after first contact, humanity ruled the galaxy, not by conquest, not by coercion, but by paperwork, loopholes, and clever questions. Captain Vexthera's final log entry, now as Deputy Assistant to Earth's Cultural Exchange Council, said it best. Today I explained to a survey team why they need to ask before building mining stations. The idea of asking permission is new to them. And whatever you do, never try to uplift the humans.